Welcome to the launch of YourTV's 2020 fall season. I'm your host, Jessica Kading. Tonight we'll preview some of the exciting new programming coming to YourTV this fall, and we'll hear from our valuable community partners that volunteer to make YourTV such a vital part of our community. While this year has and will continue to be a little different for all of us, YourTV is committed to serving our community. We look forward to continuing to tell our award-winning stories, highlighting the best in local news, municipal affairs, events, sports, arts, and culture from all across the Halton region. Halton News continues to be the cornerstone of YourTV's programming. This year, more than ever, we solidified our role as a vital service available to our Halton communities. Once the pandemic hit, we became the key source for local information on active cases, as well as on how services, schools, and businesses were being impacted. 2020 will be remembered for more than the global pandemic, and our two new reporters were there to capture all the important moments in our communities. We're excited to confirm that Nikki Wesley, already a familiar face in Halton, is the newest member of our team.
Thanks, Jessica. So I joined the Halton News team in late May, and that was sort of the middle of the pandemic lockdown. For those who don't know, I've actually been covering news in Halton for the last 12 years as a photojournalist. And I have to tell you that the addition of audio and video has been absolutely incredible as a medium to help tell your stories. Now, I think that the coverage that we've provided to our viewers of the pandemic has been crucial. Not only as we locked down, explaining new protocols, but, even now as we're opening up, the stories that we're telling are really important. How do you go back to the dentist safely? What's the correct way to wear a mask? And, what does a COVID test look like? One of the first stories that I covered, in fact, the very first story that I covered for the Halton News, was the Black Lives Matter March in Burlington. It was absolutely inspirational talking to the young Black organizers and watching thousands of people march across New Street to Burlington City Hall to make sure that their message was heard. I look forward to covering more stories like this and meeting more of you out in the community. With that, I throw it back to you in the studio, Jess.
We're also very lucky to have Melissa Candelaria on board, who is already an experienced YourTV producer working in Muskoka.
So I'm out here in one of the many beautiful neighborhoods in the town of Milton, and this is my element, being out here telling the stories that matter to the community. One of my favorites of which was about a kid up in Georgetown who decided to take it upon himself to give back during these pandemic times. And how did he do that? By making face shields for frontline workers. Take a look at this clip.
Austin has printed over 60 shields so far. He says it was an easy decision to offer his help and expertise.
When I first saw the call for help online, I realized I had the materials and the resources. So I started getting ready and started printing just to try and help out.
Now that was one example of the many amazing people I have met so far in these past several months, and I cannot wait to continue my work in telling your story.
Community Cultures began as a way to shed a spotlight on all the pockets of support and fellowship that already exist within our cities. From seniors' lunches to children's cooking classes, there are countless groups of people that come together each week. They form their own social circles and make Halton such a vibrant place to live. During the pandemic, when social distancing became the new normal, Community Cultures rose to the occasion and shifted its focus to support the businesses, charities, and grassroots groups that kept our neighborhoods running. Let's take a look at what's in store for Season 2.
I've met a lot of wonderful people here, and I've grabbed a few recipes for the soup they serve too.
Yeah.
I grew up in this town, and ever since I was a little boy, my dad would take me to the station.
We basically do some art. Sometimes we cook, sometimes we draw, sometimes we paint. Sometimes I just wish that they do it every day, because I would love to come here every day.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Calderbank for Community Cultures. This is our second season working on the show, and I'm so excited with where the show has come from and where we're going. I'm born and raised here in Burlington in the Halton region, and one of my passions is getting together with folks out in the community and sharing all the good news and great stories that our community is up to. We find when people gather and work together in celebration and support of one another, these great little pockets of community start to exist. And that's what excites me the most about this show, being able to expose those pockets of our cultures and our community to the audience. We've had the opportunity to visit some great local not-for-profits, charities, and groups in our community. Some of my favorites are the ones where the folks really have gathered together and been so excited about the opportunity to share their stories. And what we're finding across every story is how impactful these community groups are to these folks and how much this means to their lives. We've heard over and over the term feeds my soul, and that is exactly what this program is all about. It's been a great experience so far, and I cannot wait for season 2.
And now we're excited to announce a brand new partnership with Richard Pinnock of the Canadian Caribbean Association of Halton that will help promote unity through diversity. Richard Pinnock will host Taking a Stand Matters, leveraging the Canadian Caribbean Association of Halton's 4 pillars of education, culture, community, and harmony. Let's take a look.
Hello, my name's Richard Pinnock, and I'm an 18-year resident of Oakville here in Halton. In response to the unprecedented problems that we're all facing as a result of COVID-19, I thought that creating a community program that reminds everyone of the importance of being a leader would be my way of contributing. I'm really happy that my show, Taking a Stand Matters, will be part of the YourTV lineup this season. On May 25th, the horrible killing of George Floyd triggered racial unrest across the United States, into Canada, and around the world. This further compounded the tremendous levels of stress already being faced by our children, our families, and our communities here in Halton due to the uncertainty around the pandemic. Everyone has a role to play to keep our community safe and prosperous during these unprecedented times. More than ever, taking a stand matters. Please tune in as my special guests join me to discuss how we can all contribute to making Halton Region the best place to live and work by supporting youth leadership, community policing, community organizations, post-secondary education, driving the economy, healthcare, religious diversity, environmental sustainability, and much more. I hope you and your family will tune in. Be safe, and remember, taking a stand matters.
Halton is home to plenty of natural beauty. Breathtaking forests, lakes, wildlife, and ecosystems are just steps from your own front door. In partnership with Conservation Halton, our newest program explores the region from the escarpment to Lake Ontario. Discover our ecological systems as well as some cultural heritage that you might not be familiar with on Halton's Great Outdoors.
Well, we really do live in one of the best areas to get outdoors that I can think of. You can be in the city and 20 minutes later be in gorgeous, quiet nature like this and just, have a great either exercise or a mental checkout or both at the same time. And because we live on the Bruce Trail, which goes from Niagara Falls up to Tobermory, there's hundreds of kilometers of trails that can be visited all along the way. So they're very accessible.
So I think we're only about...
I don't think we're quite halfway in.
Yeah, I think we're only about a third of the trail in at Crawford Lake. And although you can hear a little bit of traffic, you're out there. I mean, despite that I'm on a boardwalk and a little lookout and it's protected and, you know, we're sitting here looking for insects and frogs and stuff, you look in one direction and it's just trees and water and bulrushes, and I mean, if you really need to get away, you can get away. And there's a lot to see. You just have to be really careful and slow, and you have to look for it. And sometimes you just gotta look for the small things, like this little guy, who's a little bit out of focus, but there's all kinds of insects and frogs, and there are snakes, and trust me, they're not gonna hurt you. They're not harmful. But sometimes looking for those smaller things is most of the fun. So put your cell phones away. Turn off the music and listen to what's around you.
I'm not sure we'll ever forget just how much time we all spent at home together this past year. When schools closed and quickly switched to homeschooling, many parents and kids were left scrambling. Kathy Thompson's new show, Beyond the Classroom, was there to help. Episodes feature tips and tricks to help learning at home. Now, as a new and very different school year unfolds, the show will continue to support families with plenty of more insights to help foster your kids' educations.
Hi, I'm Kathy Thompson. I am the host of Beyond the Classroom on YourTV. I am also the founder and franchisor of Beyond the Classroom, providing tutoring for students in Halton since 1998. I am a curious person and I love to learn new things. Beyond the Classroom on YourTV is all about providing tools, resources, and information to families to support their children's learning and overall well-being. Learning does not happen in a vacuum. There are so many factors that impact a child's ability to learn. During the show, I bring on guests who speak about their personal and professional experiences on a given topic. I also love to have children as guests. They are the center of Beyond the Classroom and who we are supporting at the end of the day. My overall goal is to curate shows that are different, that explore topics that families may not have considered having an impact on learning. In the first season, I touched on a wide variety of topics to support families with learning at home. In this season, we look at supporting families who have students in class doing remote learning as well as homeschooling. We are embarking on a school year like no other. Parents, educators, students, and systems are all going to be tested and are going to need support. I'm hoping to bring on guests to speak about the realities of what we're going through, while also offering some solutions for all of us.
It's time for a short break. When we come back, we'll visit some more brand new shows as well as some returning favorites. Thanks for staying with us and welcome back to YourTV's 2020 fall season launch. YourTV has been your trusted source of current information during the pandemic and beyond. That model will carry on this fall. Local mayors will continue to have a direct line to you through Burlington Matters and Oakville Matters. Keep up to date with vital information you need to know as our municipalities move through phases of the pandemic and economic recovery. Meanwhile, The Issue and Halton Women's Place will dig into political, economic, and social issues that challenge our region. The pandemic has left a void in our lives where local sports once existed. Once local leagues are up and running again, YourTV will be back in the rinks and on the fields to bring you all the action. But that doesn't mean you can't have your sports fix in the meantime. Local legends Steve Foxcroft and Bubba O'Neill, along with Al Galloway, are back on Sports Week. Tune in and keep up with local leagues as they return to play and look back on some of the greatest plays and players in Halton sports history.
Hello everyone and welcome to Sports Week. Steve Foxcroft at home still. And Clint Bubba O'Neill at home still.
You are going to take on the fellow up from the Aldershot guys? If you would eat your heart out, I'm going straight at those guys and scoring 6.
And you know, I got a ton of text messages and things on social media last week because we started off by saying we were going to name the best ever quarterback, which we did, and the best ever Halton athlete.
It's hard though, you know, we've had basically a decade of plus of memories of what we experienced.
And let's talk a little bit about this Milton Menace Hockey Club, because Dan Del Monte talked about the fact that they made a distinct choice as the season went on last year to get younger as the season went on.
How did this happen all the time?
He found ways every week.
Touched a large number of people in our community that show Halton Sports Week, and again, I say the all Bubba team, what a blast! Like, the kids were jacked.
Anytime we can talk Halton sports, I'm all in.
Foxy and Bubs aren't the only familiar favorites returning to YourTV. Julia Hanna will be back with another season of Return to the Table. She welcomes you into her kitchen where she cooks up more delicious, healthy recipes and shares her table with local personalities. And YourTV is there to help with any of your automotive needs as well. Kirk Robinson returns for a 21st season of Auto Experts. Call in Wednesday nights with your automotive questions. No matter what the problem, Kirk and his expert guests will have the answer. Margaret Wallace Duffy, Todd Miller, and Claire Gavin are back with the new podcast show, Better Together as One, to educate and inform our viewers on how they can take better care of their holistic health and wellness. The team covers topics ranging from taking better care of your mental health during the COVID-19 pandemic to how residents can help the health of their community by supporting local businesses. Margaret, Todd, Claire, and the team are hoping to encourage residents that we can all live better together as one.
We are better together. 6 weeks into this incredible TV show and podcast series, we're gaining momentum all over the world, and we've had some incredible guests, including Roberta Battaglia, who is a finalist on America's Got Talent. Hello, sharing a stage with Simon Cowell and Sofia Vergara. And Claire, can you tell us a little bit more?
We've had some incredible authors on the show. We've had Susie Moore, Stop Checking Your Likes, which is her most recent book. She's written for Oprah and Oprah.com. She is a regular on the Today Show. We've had an incredible local guest too, Frederick Dryden from Hamilton. It's been mind-blowing.
And let's not forget about the medical professionals that we're bringing to the table. Dr. Naheed Dassani, who's won some incredible awards, Humanitarian Award, a Governor General's Award, for his work doing palliative care with the homeless. Join us on Better Together as One on YourTV,
where we are bringing change makers to the table to help educate, inspire, and empower you to live well.
Join us on all social media platforms and let us help you become the CEO of your health.
Laurel Crossley is back on YourTV. She has a brand new series that will help support us all during these unprecedented times. On Help, We've Got Anxiety, Laurel talks to local experts to give us methods for coping.
Hi, everybody. I'm Laurel Crossley, the host of Help We've Got Anxiety. I am super excited about this season and all the special guests that we are going to incorporate to help families deal with worry, anxiety, fear, whatever is going on in your house. We've featured shows on education, sleep, music therapy. We're going to be bringing in therapists to talk to us about how we can better support our families during these unprecedented times. Not only that, at the conclusion of the show, I'll offer up some tips because many of you don't know that my background is working with kids one-on-one, and their families and their parents deal with worry and anxiety. So I hope you enjoy this season.
We're excited that Inspiring Youth returns to YourTV for a 4th season. Bruce Outridge is dedicated to showcasing impressive young people who are doing extraordinary things in our community.
Hello, my name's Bruce Outridge. I'm the host of Inspiring Youth, and I just absolutely love being here in the community. I've lived in the Halton community most of my adult life, and absolutely have just loved having the pleasure and the opportunity to create the Inspiring Youth show along with the team at YourTV. It's funny because Stu and I met at the beginning. We met by chance through a Men and Career Coaches event and hit it off and created this kind of on a last minute whim. I had no plans of doing TV. I've got podcasts, I've got a radio station, I've got all kinds of stuff. I didn't plan on doing TV, but I've really been enjoying it. We are going into season 4 with Inspiring Youth, and it's a great show to help give back to the community. That's the way I look back at it. We don't get paid for this, but we do it because we love the community that we live in. And I love showcasing some of the amazing youth. At the beginning here, I've got young kids. I'm sure that you do too. And often we think that the younger generation is, not living up to our expectations. But I have found out through this show that young people are very smart. They're very in tune to what's going on. And there are some amazing young people in our community. And when I developed this show, I developed it to show other young people that, you know what, here's someone who did it. When I started my career, I'm an artist today. I'm a media production person. And I drove transport truck for 25 years, which I don't regret at all. I love that industry. But no one told me when I was a young person that if I wanted to be an artist, here's someone who did it. Now, granted, we didn't have the internet back then, so it wasn't as easy. But it's one thing to tell people, here's how a job goes. And a lot of times people ask us and we don't know. Some of my old teachers probably didn't know that you could have an art career. It wasn't known that at that time. But there is a way to have an art career or a music career or do whatever it is you're passionate about and enjoy what you do in life. And that's what young people are looking for. They're looking for that work-life balance that a lot of us didn't have. We either worked and then we retired and we had life. And it's got to be somewhere in between. So this show is meant to help them do that. It's to show them other young people who are doing that, how they got started, and then the community partners that work with them. And on this show, we talk everything from mental health to music, arts to transportation. We cover it all. It doesn't matter what the sectors are. If young people are involved, there's other young people that are interested in being involved in that. And we've had some great things. Now this started as a kind of in-studio show, and over the years it has now turned into, we have awards. So we've announced the Inspiring Youth Awards. We've been on location. Now we're not on location because we're in COVID-19, but we plan on being location again. And we are just loving working with the young people. And even for myself, it's an education for me of some of the amazing community partners that we have there. So thanks for watching. Thank you to the team at YourTV for all that you do in helping produce the show, allowing me the opportunity to be on the show. And I look forward to another great season with all of the other shows that are on YourTV and all the community partners that we work with. Bye for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on YourTV.
We'd like to thank you for making YourTV a part of your lives, and thank you for tuning into our season launch showcase. We take pride in our community partnerships, and we look forward to showcasing all the best that the Halton community has to offer. For everyone here at YourTV, I'm Jessica Kading, wishing you a good night.